Welcome to X1T Gaming, and together we're going to revolutionize the gaming industry. So today I'm just going to be doing a short stream, doing a little bit of an update of the process so far. I'm still trying to get everything onto Google. I had to pay $25 to get it all started up and running, and now I'm going through a whole bunch of like privacy settings that I didn't realize I needed to go through because the video I watched is outdated and before COVID time. Oops, am I not allowed to say that? Who cares? Doesn't matter. But yeah, so before the pandemic is when I watched the video, and now because of the pandemic, a whole bunch of stuff that I have to go through. And once I go through all that, all those hoops, gotta wait maybe a couple days for them to review the app, and then I could actually go. And while I'm all done that and waiting, I might as well go on to Apple Play Store and do the same thing. So we'll see what happens. I don't have an iPhone, so I'll have to figure out how to do the testing to make sure that it looks good, like a build and run. Or I could just wing it and hope for the best. But yeah, so that's pretty much the update for where the game goes. And I'm thinking about maybe once it's all up on the app, I want to try to see if I could screen capture it on the phone. That would be great, and then I could have the thing as well, and then um, have my kid play. Yeah, do a let's play with him. Maybe I'll start his own channel just playing my video games that I create. Yeah, and then today I ended up doing a advertisement for my game. So once the game is up, you guys will see the ad. Hopefully, it's going to be good. And it's just me talking, just like now. But it's a little better if you notice. I got a little bit of a haircut. It's not as scruffy. It was pretty scruffy looking. The barber's like, you should have been come here a little bit earlier, and I was like, yeah, I know. I started this, and I forgot to get a haircut. But yeah, so that's it for the update. Almost done the Google Play Store. Then I'll go be doing the app. So it's going to probably be about the end of this week. I'm hoping maybe next week, depending on how long the reviews go and how fast I get it. Tomorrow I have work, so we will try to see what we can do for tomorrow. But yeah, that's just an update for now. And then tomorrow we will go back and try to work on the pachinko. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Maybe we'll do Blender, and I'll watch some videos to see what I could learn on Blender. I still like. I've really. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a bad app. I haven't used it that much, but from what I see online, that it's actually like an amazing thing to use, and it probably would be very beneficial for me in the future if I start to do all of my stuff on Blender and then import them into Unity. Yeah, but at the same time, I also want to get like extra professional with Unity where I could actually just create stuff with code. Where I don't know like how my mind works. Like I know a lot of people like the drag and drop is great and all, but I want to learn a process where I could like just type up this code and then this image will appear after I type it, and then I can manipulate that image however I want. And once I learn the basics of just writing code for um, drawings and stuff like that, then I could probably figure out stuff. So like I know just how my brain works and how my thought process works. It's more of a analytical math numbers kind of brain. And with that, I did some animation in high school, and it was through the Paint program, if you guys remember that, if it was still around. And just having like simple lines and details, I was able to use math to replicate these really nice logos. And I was trying to, and because I was good at that, I was trying to replicate these harder looking logos. And I would actually like literally measure out with like a thing on the screen saying this is how long it is, and then I came up with like a codes thing where it's like, okay, it's 10 millimeters long on the screen, so I'm going to put like a 10 for here. It wasn't like exactly like 10 milliliters, but because I was doing the same ratio, I was able to replicate the code just by doing that, just by copying over and just putting random lines in these areas, curved lines and stuff like that. So I was able to make these drawings, and then with the animation, we were doing these drawings, and then you put like an extra layer on top. And so it's kind of like the old school Disney stuff. If you ever watch those where they like draw each layer by like hand and do stuff like that. So I did a little bit of that. Now my art's not good at all. Um, so a lot of the stuff for the animations was simple, but simply doing the numbers and doing stuff like that is kind of where I want. And that's where you saw me kind of earlier trying to get this pachinko machine, where I was getting this is the dimensions of the machine. These are the dimensions that I want to use. I want to try to figure out how to go. And one of the things that I didn't like about Blender is that it wasn't uniform measurements, and that really frustrated me. That I don't want to do it anymore. And that's why I wanted to just use Unity, because it's like if I put in 20, it's going to come in as 20 length all the time. But as you guys saw earlier in the Blender stuff, depending on how big I made my first measurement, my first cube was the size that was dependent on. And so if I made a big cube, if I did 40, it would do a comparison of the cube that I made, rather than having universal this is that. So that was one of the things that kind of frustrated me, but I'm pretty sure that there's a universal way of getting that down all the time, where it will come to the same measurements all the time. And once I get that down, once I get the curves down, then I believe that that's it. Like there's nothing else you really need when you're like making stuff. You just need to know how to curve stuff, make straight lines, make the measurements however you want it, and pretty much Bob's your uncle. You can make everything. So we'll see tomorrow. I'm gonna hopefully get home from work early enough so that I could actually watch a couple of videos, learn them before we do our live stream, and then we will continue on and show you what I've learned. So maybe I'll go with Blender. Maybe I'll try Unity. I don't know. I think maybe Blender, because I think in the future it's probably going to be more beneficial for me that way, rather than being exclusively in Unity, which kind of sucks because I don't want to learn two programs. But that's it for the update. That's it for my rants. Thanks for watching me and enjoying my new haircut. Shout out to the video, my new haircut, Asian edition. If you guys looked that up, that was that's so many years ago that it came out. I grew up in a predominantly Asian city. I was a minority, and so a lot of the stuff that they say is funny. Hence why my wife is Japanese and half my kids are no, not half my kids. All my kids are mixed. They're all my kids. Yes. Okay, I will see you guys again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So you guys have a good one, and watch out for my ad when it comes up, because once it comes up, that means my game is active and you guys get to play. So have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.